This new Kano strategy lets you kill literally any hero in the game on turn 2 consistently. And the way we do this is by playing 3 turns in a row, starting from turn 0. First, we start by attacking them on their own turn 0, then we attack them again on our first turn, and then on their second turn, we send any form of combo as soon as they finally get to try and start to play the game. This makes it that even if they survive the turn 2 combo, since the opponent has been left to do nothing but defend all game, we're guaranteed to have enough life to be able to take a full turn of damage in their next turn, going back to our turn with 4 cards, then playing another 2 turns in a row for the finish. This means in a game that can go for 5 turns, we are attacking them for 4 of those turns. So if we had to put it into steps, this is all you need to do. Step 1, go second and don't block. Instead, we use our cards to flip off the top, because trading life is actually more beneficial for us than it is for them with our game plan. Step 2, go to our turn, throw a hand at them while we try to set up the best combo we can for the next turn. Here the priority should be getting on any combo piece into the arsenal, with the next highest priority being playing any of our powerful on-hit spells to hopefully strip cards from the opponent. And then step number 3, combo on their first real turn. It's not important if this kills or not, either it kills them and you win the game, or it doesn't kill them, but they get put to such a low life total that we win in the next couple turns anyway. And that's literally it. So me and my Kano team, Sonic Doom, first created this game plan to combat the super fast aggro decks that had access to Spell Void as a way for us to increase our chances of high rolling them to death. But as we continue to test this strategy, we found it completely replicable no matter the hero, no matter the AB. This is the deck list I'll be using for the gameplays, link in the description. But before we get into it, I just want to shout out our sponsor for this video, Midtown Game Exchange. Midtown is your one-stop shop for all Flesh and Blood cards at the most affordable prices on the internet. They do this by having a setup for online sales only to keep their own costs down, just to pass that on to all of us. So please make sure that you head down to midtowngameexchange.com for all your Flesh and Blood needs, and we truly appreciate their support. But now let's get back to the vid. So let's get into the game reviews here. We got a couple, so just want to go through a couple of them just to show how consistent it actually is. So up against a Bravo, we got Pitch on Bravo, one of my testing partners here. He is running the world's Bravo list, so a lot of them have cut down to either AB1 or AB2. And just going to test how well this Psycho game plan goes into them, even though they run sigils and all of that. But yeah, when they run low AB, it's a lot more beneficial for us. But Crippling Crush coming in, we're just going to Kano in response, flipping into a red Aether Spindle, so super nice hit. Going to shoot that off, going to be able to hit him for 5 because he dominated his Crippling. So obviously very good hits for us, and we actually see a Wildfire. So main priority with this opt is we are looking for a combo piece to put into our arsenal in the next turn. So here just going to determine what we want to draw into. Looks like I'm considering that prog. So interesting thing here, now that I watch this back, I do think this is a mistake. So I'm going to point this out, is I've got 3 resources in my hand. I should just pitch both of them to shoot them for 1 more damage. That's how much our life total does not matter on turn 0. So I would rather take 3 extra damage from this, going down to 19, to deal an extra 1 damage, because that might matter if it's going to kill or not, put in the 1 or not. Whereas me going to 19, it literally doesn't matter. We'll see in this game just how much like our life total does not matter. It only benefits us trading like dumb amounts of health. It looks so illegal. That's pretty much the premise of why I call it psycho flipping, because it's so psychotic. But yeah, so I do think this is a mistake, blocking 3, which is so funny to say out loud. But so we're drawing into that Wildfire. We've got a couple blues here. Just going to flip off, looking to get as much damage as we can through. Flip twice, we find a Flare and a Voltic, so we actually get to nail him with 9 damage here as well, and arsenal this Wildfire. So even though we took a Crippling Crush on turn 0, just look at the game state that we're in. Like, this is so beneficial for us, no matter the AB, no matter hero, no matter what. If the opponent's on 26 on turn 2, we're arsenaling a combo piece, and we're like, even though we've like took a big hit, it's very clear who's in the lead here in this game. So continue on, just going to arsenal this combo piece. I don't even know how the Bravo's meant to play from now. Looks like even Pitch is trying to figure out exactly how he wants to do it. He's just going to play Terrace under and swing it with Anathos for 7. Strong hand. Like, he's just playing his cards, right? But look, he's going to die for playing his cards. So this is why this strategy is just insane. Here, I think I was going for a yellow spindle combo, but the eye actually found me a lessons. So we do just get to convert it into a more reliable combo. Don't have to rely on the op from spindle to find a blazing. Just use the lesson instead to find the blazing. So that's much better there. But yeah, so kill him on turn 2. That's the first VOD down. Yeah, so I think he was holding on to a red sigil as well, and he was going to try and cheese me at the end if I didn't overkill him by 12 on turn 2. But yeah, so we run it back just to show that this is just a consistent game plan. Again, so same turns, we're going second, he's going first. And he's just going to fire off the crippling again. Makes sense. Most Bravos would do just in this sense as well. I guess there is a debate that maybe some other Bravos would just shoot hammer for 6 and then pummel it for 10. And then that way they're able to hold up 1 resource or 2 resource or none because they might tech edge. Not too sure. But nonetheless, I'm just going to flip cards in response. I do think there was a little bit of a mishap here, so just going to Kano into a prog, shoot that for 2. Since he has none floating, I can bottom that Eye of Ophidia. Kano again, we've still got enough resources to Kano, so here we learned from our previous game, like I understood, like, actually I should pause it here, like, did you see how last game, like that 3 block did not matter at all? So this game, I'm going to underpitch this yellow, sacrifice my ability to 3 block this card to just look for any card that can deal 1 damage. Like, I just want to deal damage to him. Trading 3 life here and I take 11 is worth it for me. Like, how stupid, like, I can't even understate this enough. It's like so stupid. Taking 11 to deal 3 is worth psycho flipping, baby, psycho flipping. So go into our turn, pretty interesting turn. I'll just pause it a bit late, but shows it here that I'm going to Kano first because these are the types of hands that are pretty complicated for people trying to learn the strategy. We really want to get an arsenal piece into the arsenal is step number 1. We also want to be able to try and strip their hand or deal max damage is step number 2. And hopefully we draw into another piece to go with the combo piece. So Flare and Lessons, both of them can fit pretty well into the arsenal, and both of them can fit very well into shooting at them. So mainly because the Bravo is on AB1, we can utilize the lessons to be able to find the Wildfire to guarantee a combo next turn. Well, not guarantee because we've got to draw the blues with it as well, but just guarantee the Wildfire like that. Whereas Flare is probably more likely to force the blues out of their hand, or if not that, then we're going to put him like sub 30 life like already. So all we're going to do here is I'm going to Kano first. If I see a spell to play after a buffed Flare, I'll do that. Whereas if I see anything else, I'll just play the lesson using the Sonic and then go from there. Arsenal the Flare, put the Wildfire on top, blah, blah, blah. So we Kano first here. Find an E-pot, which is pretty nice. And then, yeah, now we're just going to shoot the lesson for 4. Just going to look for the Wildfire, put that on top, and then put a Flare into our arsenal. Pretty good. And then we draw the 3 blues with them. That's why we do like running the 34 blues. It's a lot more consistent to draw 3 blues like this, as opposed to the other configurations of Kano decks. Whereas there are those hands, I will quickly point out, that you draw 4 blues, but I feel like it's fine because you can turn your blues into reds potentially, so it's not even that bad to draw too many reds, or too many blues, sorry. But yeah, back to the game. So Pitch swung in with Command and Conquer for 6. Opted to say no blocks to see if I could bait out him playing a pummel. No pummel, so just going to combo here. Wildfire Flare combo. Kano once we find a red dart. Just going to activate everything. So Striders, Kano, Rags in response. We actually find a red off Rags, which is kind of bad, but going to blow them up. So Wildfire, we have the E-pot to cover a lot of the resource deficiencies. But here he has the blue, but like I said in the intro, like we do not care if it kills or not. We're just sending max damage ASAP because we're on such a high life total, even after taking 11 turn 0 and then taking 6 on this turn, he's still on 7. So again, this is just like a perfect spot for us. Like, it's just so dumb to even say it like this. Psycho flipping is amazing. But now we're in a post combo state. Step number 1 here is trying to get a reset turn. So reset turn is they have their turn and they pass back. Ideally, we don't block with anything and just send 4 cards on our own turn. Just being able to present the most damage we can on our own turn, pass to them, and then flip in their turn if they try to play anything. So it's looking like this is going to work out because all they could send in was 6 dominate. We don't care about that. So perfect. We get to go to our turn. We get to buffer lessons and shoot it. Be able to utilize all 4 of our cards. Do note, since Storm Striders is dead, we don't care about an Arsenal unless it's red snapback. So no red snapback, so no Arsenal here. Just use the Aether Wildfire as a way to pitch to Spindle. Shoot him for 8 that turn. And then, as you can see, he's going to swing him for 6, but it's not even lethal. So I could flip there, but I'm just going to go to my turn and shoot a Spindle instead. And then GG. So, yeah, I don't even know. Pretty much he gets blown up on turn 2 both games. Whether it kills or not, it's just doomed for him anyway. I do actually have another VOD as well. So we'll go on to the next VOD. I've got plenty here. I'm not too sure how much I'm going to show in the actual video, but this one was pretty good. I think there was a lot of interesting decisions in this game that we can go over because these games are pretty like fluid on how you're meant to play it. Everything like depends kind of thing, but just using the baseline on their turn 0, I'm down to trade damage. On my turn 1, I want to combo piece and Arsenal. On your first turn, I want to combo. So using that as a baseline, pretty easy to go from there. So here, it's their turn 0. They go Mordred, Morve Skies into Drawn. So big turn on turn 0. We Kano into a Singed, not very good. Then we Kano into a Gaze, and now we're opting here. So the opt's pretty interesting. I think I was just thinking if I want to Kano into the Tome, the Lesson, or both, and sacrifice my chest for both. But yeah, I didn't want to sacrifice my chest unless there was guarantees. Whereas Tome, if I go into the Tome and I draw the Lesson and then draw a red, then it's like so bad. So happy to just go into the Lesson, put a Wildfire on top. So this is happening, and then I do block here because I can't use that resource for damage wise anyway, and also it's going to block 3 damage plus the Morve Skies plus the Mordred effect. But yeah, so Nebula Blade we don't mind taking 4. Going over to ours, we have the Wildfire on top from the Lesson. Here we have an Eye of Ophidia, which is super nice. Pretty interesting here. I'm going to opt the Depot to the top along with the Flare, and then I'm actually going to shoot the Flare for 4 here, so pretty interesting. When you when the opponent knows what's on top of your deck and you play a Flare, they're more likely to AB it. But I'm holding my choices open, my doors open kind of thing, because I can shoot it for 4 here. If he doesn't AB it, then I'll just play the Prog as my action point to abuse it. So I'm going to deal 4 and then 5, and then I still get the opt 1. Putting him down to 27, and then Arsenal Wildfire again, turn 2, we're in the spot to just kill him. Whereas if he does AB it, now I can just use this blue prog to Kano into the Depot. So keeping our options open. That's what I was talking about the fluidity kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, so he AB, so we just Kano into the potion instead of sending it. Arsenal the Wildfire. He's on 35, but like I said, like it's the game plan. If you're trying to play the game on turn 2, you're going to get comboed. So we drew a comboable hand. So yep, you see me turn on Metacarpus and I'm going to look for it. So doesn't matter if it kills or not. I don't care if he has a blue. He does have AB3 here, but I'm just going to send a full damage combo, force him to have the blue. Even if these like opponents do have blues, which is super unlikely because there's not many decks that can Arsenal blues now that Crown of Seeds heroes are gone. Most of them want to Arsenal their red cards, so but yeah, like even if it is a blue, you still take that arsenal. The post combo game is still easy to play through. But yeah, back to this combo. So wildfire flare combo, you go to blind flip first. I actually found a red spindle, so I think I do pivot my combo turn into a spindle combo instead, using that D-pot that I played last turn to put a blue on top before I opt, to not convolute my opt too much. Is that how I use that word? I don't even know. But we get to shoot the spindle. Like I said, they only have the red because who wants to arsenal blues without Crown of Seeds? So AB1 take 5 and then 9 from the spindle. We get to opt 9 and then yeah, we just get to set up like super OP. Oh, what happened there? So Tome's meant to draw 2, but yeah, so set up the Kano into Tome, draw 2 blues, Kano into Boom, Boom's into Blazing. Like, that's why I really like the wildfire spindle combos. So yeah, it didn't actually matter if it killed there or not, but 52 damage on turn 2. It's just too consistent. Even when they have like nuts turn zeros, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah, but I think that's enough examples. It's just the same shit over and over. Turn 0, just take the damage. I took 11 on turn 0. You've seen one of those games in the Bravo one. It didn't matter. You still killed them turn 2. I've got plenty more. Like, I've got insane amounts of gameplays of this, of me trying to learn and create this strategy on my Patreon. So if you're interested in trying to learn this a bit more in depth while my dog's going off, make sure to head over to Patreon, check that out. But yeah, that's it for the video.
Yeah.
Do it a couple times, make sure it's not like just RNG, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Let's see.
You just like it all the time.
Because you're forced